life at the school. My role is to support and oversee the boarding or the dorms, healthcare, and student activities. I started as an assistant house parent in 1998 with the girls in Edith Hall. I was followed with 13 years of house parenting with the girls in Mother Teresa Hall when we moved over there in 1999. And I began my current position as Director of Student Life in 2017. Our family loves Notre Dame, and we have a deep-rooted history as well. My husband graduated in 1988. Our son boarded and was a house leader in Fred Hill Up and graduated in 2014. Our oldest daughter graduated in 2016 as a townie and community house leader. And we have a little one in grade 6 who's excited to be a hound in a couple of years. So I hope with Dawn and Kevin and Trey to give you a complete boarding experience and pass on as much as our information as possible. We currently have 5 dorms. We have the grade 9 dorm. We have 3 other male dorms, Woodchopper, Badger, and Gunner. And then we have all the girls living in Mother Teresa Hall. Each dorm has their own house parent, and they live attached to the dorm. And they're your primary contact for all personal and boarding questions and concerns. Although the house parents live here 24/7, we also have trusted faculty and staff who come in and work on the dorms as assistant house parents. The house parents rely heavily on house leaders like Trey. The house leaders are grade 12 students who've applied and have been selected to lead their dorm. They connect the students and the staff, and they use their Notre Dame experience to help other students. Our healthcare team currently consists of a RN nurse manager, another registered nurse, a licensed practical nurse, and an athletic therapist. We're supported by a physician, and we're connected to an independent counseling service if any students need it. We have a student activity coordinator. Their role is to provide activities and opportunities to our students during their downtime, which is mostly weekend events. Our students are very busy with academics, teams, and clubs. They don't have a lot of downtime, but we try and give them some good activities to fill when they need something extra. Overall, we encourage our hounds to be independent, purposeful leaders with virtuous character. We're here for support and guidance in an independent environment, and it comes down to being on time and being accountable for teams and events. There are choices to be made, and we hope that we can guide you down a positive direction. Wilcox and Notre Dame is an easy bubble to live in if you make the right decisions. And we love watching all the hounds grow up to be marvelous Notre Dame men and women. There you go, Don.
Perfect. So I'm just going to let Trey speak here for a quick second. And just, Trey, if you can just give us a little bit background of where you're from, and also and just talk to a little bit about your boarding experience at Notre Dame.
Okay. I'm Trey Whitney. I'm a 3-year hound from Calgary, Alberta. I live on the Tsuut'ina Nation Reserve. And what can I say? I mean, the boarding experience is like nothing I've ever done before. And I'm really glad I did it. And I mean, Kevin was my house parent for my first 2 years, and it was like the best years of my life. And then I got to become a house leader for Lori Schmidt and Fred Hill Down with the grade 9s. And it's probably like one of the more challenging kids to take care of, I guess. But we have like the best group of guys. Like there's 6 of us down there and 4 house leaders upstairs, and like our whole leadership group is just really amazing. And like I love my room. I wish I could be there now, honestly.
That's awesome. Thanks, Trey. Kevin, I'm just going to let you speak here quick just about living in the dorms with the kids and what that's like for you. You've been in there for a long time, so you really know what that feeling's like. And if you can just talk to that a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is my 19th year this year as a house parent here at Notre Dame, and it's very special connection you make with the students that are here. Just like Trey said, he was with me for 2 years. I'm in constant contact with hounds over the last who I've house parented over the last 19 years. Always, the bonds that the kids make, the influence that you have on turning, you know, inexperienced boys into strong, mature young men is something that we take a huge amount of pride with here at Notre Dame. And it's not just obviously what we do in the residence, but it's every part of our programming. And that's the great thing about Notre Dame is how interconnected everything is and how nobody ever slips through the cracks because we're such a tight-knit community from boarding to athletics to academics to you name it. And nobody ever slips through the cracks here.
Awesome. Kevin, what's it like trying to get, how many kids do you normally have in your dorm room or in your dorms?
I have capacity for 44 and I'm a grade 10 and 11 dorm. And I usually have around 2 to 4 house leaders. So
Pushing 50 kids close to. What's it like trying to get them all up in the morning and get them to school?
that's
I know every mom's asking that question right now.
no, it's all about routine here. We have a very structured and solid routine. And once the students get into that routine, it kind of becomes second nature. They do what they have to do before they leave for school in the morning. They do what they have to do at school. They're back after school. And then we have certain things around curfew and whatnot that we have to take care of before we all go to bed. And it becomes a solid and, you know, routine that it's rewarding to see them mature as the year goes on. That's for sure.
Definitely. Kathy, can you speak to the next question? Probably every mom is wondering is in regards to laundry. Who takes care of the laundry for all the boys and the girls, and what does that look like for them on a weekly basis?
No problem. So we have laundry services on campus. Each of the male dorms is assigned a laundry day. When they come to campus, you receive laundry bags, some for dark, some for light, some for everything else. And it's your job to sort your laundry, to bag it up, and to take it over to laundry services on your assigned dorm day. And then you come after school and pick it up, and it's all folded and ready to go back in your drawers. Probably better than most of us moms do. The girls are fortunate enough to have their own laundry services, their own laundry machines. So if they need to, they can take their stuff over to laundry, but most choose not to. And they have dorm laundry. They can sign up to do their laundry with 3 machines at a time, and they wash them all up and dry them all up, and they're out of there in the hour for the next girl to do her laundry. And they just work that around their own schedule. So they have a bit more flexibility than the boys, and they're pretty quick to brag about that.
Perfect. Trey, first, I'm going to ask you one question before we open the floor to any questions anyone else has. Trey, what's your most favorite thing about the Notre Dame dorm experience?
I don't even know if I could choose one thing. I mean, I think it's the connections with like all your friends that you make. Like my room is like one of the more popular rooms. Like everyone comes to it every day after school, says hi to me and my roommate, and it's just like we have like 2 lounge chairs in there, and everyone comes in. There's like 10 people in there sometimes. So like, I mean, my friends is like probably the best part of being there.
What were you most nervous about going back 3 years ago? What was intimidating to you to think about moving into a dorm?
I would have to say like I wasn't really a fan of like the routine. Like I never really had a routine like that before. But once I got into it, it like Kevin said, it became second nature, and like everything I just started doing was just like on time. You know, I had a schedule, everything. And I think that was the most challenging part, was like getting into the routine of everything and how much stuff goes on at the school.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, we have one question here, and I'll let Kathy answer this. What happens when a kid is sick, like bedridden? What does that look like for our students in Wilcox?
So if you aren't feeling well and you wake up in the morning, you check in with your house parent, and they're going to say, okay, at 8:30, healthcare opens up and you can head over there and get checked over by the nursing team. If you're sick, they'll keep you in healthcare throughout the day, because the house parents do their running around during the day. They're not going to be in the dorms. So if you miss any school time, you're going to be in healthcare. And they'll be in contact with your families and with your house parents and let them know how you're feeling. And After school, if you're not contagious, they'll send you back to rest in your own bed. But during the school day, you're looked after by the nurses in healthcare.
And for OT, Don, can I just add to that for one
Yeah,
sec?
definitely.
Also, just so all the people on the call are aware, I'm sitting right here in what we call a dean suite. And this is where I spend and my assistants spend the night. We sleep here. So we are right in with the boys, and obviously these happen in the girls' dorms as well. And we sleep with the students. And also to add on to that, healthcare is available to us 24/7. So if a kid comes to us at 2 o'clock in the morning, and as a parent of 3 kids, I can deal with certain things. So I'll deal with it myself. I don't have to bother anyone. But if it's a serious medical situation, healthcare is a phone call away, and we'll deal with that situation right away. So it's basically 24/7 availability for healthcare here on campus.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to open the floor. If anyone has questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box. I do have a few questions here I'm going to continue with. So if you think of anything while this is going on, please just drop it in the chat. I'm going to ask the next question goes out to Kevin. If you can just talk about how you guys keep the dorm clean and what does that look like on a daily schedule, just especially having so many kids, how do we keep the dorms clean?
Okay, in the mornings, the boys are responsible to clean their rooms before they leave for school. During the day, we have professionals that come in and clean both our shower rooms and our bathrooms. And then in the evenings, we do a quick dorm room cleanup, and we do a full dorm cleanup, which we call dorm jobs. And then once a week, we do a full room general clean and dorm general clean, where the house leaders, under the supervision of the house parent, go around, check every room, and then assign specific jobs that aren't taken care of every night. And we do a total cleaning of rooms and the dorm once a week.
Perfect. And Kathy, this happens in all the dorms?
Yep, they have the same routine in all the dorms, the boys, girls, grade 9s, everybody.
Perfect. Kathy, the next question for you is, can you just talk about cell phones and our structure around cell phones at the college?
We encourage the kids to be present. We want them to be visiting with their friends, interacting with their teachers, not being stuck to their phones. So when we have curfew, half an hour later, the kids are in their rooms. When it's time to go to their rooms, Sunday through Thursday, the kids hand their cell phones in to their house parent. The house parents keep them in their office overnight, and then after school, they can get them back to them. We don't promote them ever going to church. We ask them not to have them out at the arena, and we just really, really encourage them to be present with their friends and staff members.
Perfect. I had a question come in here. We have about 10 minutes left in this meeting. What options do kids have to do in their free time? Maybe Trey, you could talk to this, and what are some things you guys do when you have free time?
Well, that's kind of like the SRC group's job, like the student activities. You know, we have like things on the weekends where we play dodgeball tournaments, basketball tournaments, or like most of the time, a lot of the kids just like to go watch any other hockey games or floor hockey on the pad. You know, like there's tons of stuff you can do. Like we're not bored out there all the time. I mean, and then they have shopping trips. Shopping trips are fun too, like movie trips, everything. And then we always have a dance or something coming up to look forward to. So yeah, there's lots of stuff to do. Never really bored.
Perfect. Kathy, one more follow-up question here to cell phones. Are the kids allowed to have their phones on the weekends? I'm assuming meaning the full time.
Yeah, so Friday after school, you pick up your cell phone from your house parent, and it's on you until you hand it back in Sunday night before school. So you can have it with you the whole time. You don't want to have it go off in church. You might get into trouble, but otherwise, it's yours.
Perfect. Is church attendance mandatory, if we can speak to that?
Yeah, church is mandatory. There's a couple different options. There's the Roman Catholic service, which you're welcome to come and participate in. The other one is ecumenical service, which is held probably about half the amount of time, but we hold it in the Marshall Center, and we have different leaders of different communities come out and lead services for those. If you're not Catholic, it doesn't matter. You're welcome to take part in the service, or you just take some time for reflection and listening and quiet time. But we do empty all the dorms, and everyone goes to church for that, for the prayer time for Sunday mornings.
Perfect. Another question here. Kathy, I'll direct this to you as well. Is there school uniforms?
No, there isn't school uniforms. We do have a school dress code. It's fairly relaxed. It's easy to do. The after school, you're allowed to wear really whatever you want that's modest. You want to make sure that your shorts are golf length. You want to make sure that you can wear leggings, you can wear jeans, you can wear sweats. After school is pretty relaxed. During school, you want to look professional. When you're going to school, that's your job. So you want to make sure that you're in pants, jeans, or can't remember, joggers. Lots of kids wear joggers. And they just can't be ripped or torn. They have to look nice. You can wear a dress shirt or a golf shirt. You can wear a hooded sweater. And then for church, you dress up and you wear, the boys wear a suit and tie, and the girls are dressed up looking nice for church. That's the same clothes they wear with their teams. So that's basically a really high level overview of our dress code.
Perfect. We have about 5 minutes left here, so I'm going to take a couple more questions. One question that came in is, do the students leave campus?
I'll take that one.
Okay.
The students can leave campus. If you're leaving with your parent, there's a sign-out process. We have a ND leave request email, a student leave request. So the parents would sign in and say, Trey's grandparents are in town. They're going to come take him out for supper. That would go to his house parent. Then they would know, okay, I'm expecting Trey's grandparents. They're going to come sign him out, and then he can leave campus with them. They can't ever leave campus with another student. It always needs to be with a trusted adult. And unless there's some type of implication, they can go pretty much anytime.
Okay, another one, Trey, maybe you can touch base on this. Just what's the food like at the college? I mean, we always get different stories from every kid based on what they're particularly like, and what Saturdays like grilled cheese and tomato soup day. But how do you feel, or do you feel like you have a variety of foods that you can that you can eat at the college when you go to meals?
Yeah, there's definitely a variety of foods. Like there's a salad bar, there's the panini maker, there's the regular food they put out, like there's lots of options for you. They also have like pasta Tuesdays sometimes, and I don't think there's ever a day where I like don't go without food. I'm always eating. I mean, 3 meals a day, like, and then snack at the end of the day. Like there's always different options.
Okay. Kathy, do you want to expand on that at all, or?
The varsity services are great with our students. If you have any allergies or special food needs, they work with you. If you're on a celiac list or diabetic, or if you have any food allergy, there's signage, there's great communication with our food service provider, and really they listen to the kids. They're always looking for student input. So if you don't like a meal that they're making and you can have a positive solution or suggestion, they'll take it and they'll try and incorporate it into their meal planning.
Perfect. I'm going to leave, this is going to be the last question. I'm going to leave it with Trey here. Really appreciate him taking time out of his academic schedule right now to do this call with us. But Trey, what's your best advice for any of these parents or students that are on the call today? Just what do you advise, like what advice do you give them for either moving forward as a Notre Dame Hound, or just boarding in general?
I would say, once you come here, just don't be afraid to join in on anything, participate in like every sport and, like every activity. Just be active, be with it with everyone else. We're a big family. We do everything together. You make friends here no matter what. And like everyone knows each other. It's just a great experience, and just don't be afraid to do anything.
And overall, how would you rank your Notre Dame experience?
I mean, it's the best thing I ever did, honestly. I made so many friends. I still talk to them every day, and you know, it's just fun to see their faces when we have those Zoom calls on school days and everything like that. It's just, I love it. I love it so much.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everyone again for joining. I'm going to wrap things up here. Want to thank Kathy and Kevin for joining me today on this call, and want to thank everyone here. This is recorded, so I will be able to send everybody a copy of it if you have any questions. And any of the questions that were put in the chat and I didn't answer, I will send that in a response back to you. But really appreciate you guys taking the time today to join us on this boarding webinar. And have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don.